Okay, comedy movies, they have to have something work. If you have the plot going and you think it's interesting, this movie could work. This one kind of did. It was interesting, and I gave it a shot. So let's talk about it. 2017's Fist Fight, and it's about on the last day before summer vacation. High school teacher Andy Campbell, who is Charlie Day, tries his best to keep it together from senior pranks, a dysfunctional administration, and budget cuts that threaten his job. Things go from bad to worse when he crosses Ron Strickland, which is Ice Cube, the school's toughest and most feared teacher. And then when he gets fired, for some reason, also I'll explain it with this plot. Basically, he was trying to ask, Andy, he's or Campbell, he's like, hey, help me fix this VCR. And it's basically one of these kids have a phone as a remote to turn it on and off. And he's like, oh, hey, that's him. He's like, don't do it again. So the girl has another one, and he does it. He's like, there it is again. Or he notices it again, and he gets an axe on a table that destroys everything. And they're trying to say which one wants to get fired or both. He's like, he did it. So when he gets him fired, he challenges him to a fight after school. As news of the showdown spreads like wildfire, poor Andy desperately seeks any way out of his date with certain doom. Now, I went to this with hopefully good expectations because I like Ice Cube. Ice Cube is fucking hilarious no matter what he does. He's got something going on, and I was worried with it because Ice Cube, he's basically the same character, but he works well with his character. Charlie Day, I like Charlie Day. He's got stuff going on too. He's really funny. And you also got Tracy Morgan, Jillian Bell, Christina Hendricks, Kumali Nanjiani. I guess that's what it is, but close enough. But these guys are funny people. And you get Richie Keene, who is someone I do not know. So, it's mid-February. So, something has to go well. I thought this was a good movie. It really was good. Is it funny? Oh, it's got a good amount of funny stuff in it. And then there's some weird stuff that kind of made me scratch my head. And a lot of crazy stuff. The fight. Well, we'll get to that. We'll talk about it. Let's start with the acting. The acting is really good. Everyone does a good job. I feel like the ones that could be the most annoying for me, they weren't all the way, but at times they were Tracy Morgan, Jillian Bell, Kumali Nanjiani. Okay, Tracy Morgan, he's Tracy Morgan, but he kind of acts kind of annoying. Jillian Bell, on the other hand, she's a guidance counselor, but she's asking like, oh, it'd be cool if like you fuck your students and everything. It's like, bam, you get 18 and you can fuck them. It's like, wow. She's like, hey, he's flirting with me. I can totally see he's flirting with me and all this. Oh, I want to fuck him so bad. She's the wow, wow. They put this in a movie. Wow. I didn't expect that. Yeah, really didn't expect it. Kumali Najanji, he's I guess a security guard or something, and man, I'm telling you, he was weird. He just likes profanity and everything, and watching it, I was like, wow. But let's talk about more about Charlie Day. There's other stuff going on. He has a kid a little girl who has a what the fuck it's called? Uh, Talent show. God dang, there's something wrong with me. But she has a talent show she's going to. She's like, I want to change this Big Sean song. I want to play this Big Sean song, saying I don't fuck with you. Oh, she doesn't say that, but she's like, I want to play that Big Sean song. Like, really? I don't know about this some and stuff like that. He's got that going on. He's got this high school thing going on with these pranks and everything. Well, we'll talk about them individually. Trust me, I will. And then we have this principal and everything. You got a lot of stuff going on. You got Charlie Day's wife. She's pregnant, and she might have the baby anytime. And you got the fight and everything. But we'll talk about them. Well, let's talk about other stuff individually. The writing was actually good, pretty good. Because the amount of jokes worked. which I am legitimately surprised. And like the other amount of jokes, I was like, not bad. I was like, oh, that didn't work. All right then. So I would say overall, it's kind of good. Surprising. The editing though, kind of act a little bit weird. Like you see a couple shots and you go, whoa, that okay. This guy is not a bad editor. He does good. It's just it's kind of acts weird to what he's trying to do. But I was like, you know what, buddy, you're trying. You really are. The cinematography is good as well. I mean, the directing is actually kind of good. That's the thing that surprised me the most because I don't know who Richie Keene is. I don't think he's barely known, and he does a pretty good job. For what he's doing, I'm genuinely shocked. I know the producing was actually it was good too with the directing. But let's talk about this stuff. Um, the stuff throughout the movie that I want to talk about. Let's start with the prank thing. Throughout this fucking movie, you're thinking to yourself, oh, we got this prank stuff going on. And oh my god, they have moments to where they're out of control. They're fucking violent and everything. And you're watching these pranks. I can't remember all these pranks, but I'm not gonna say them so you can see them yourself. But it was so fucked up. And the stuff is illogic. Like if you put illogic out the door, you're good to go. But it was so much crazy shit. I'm not gonna say them. Watch them, you'll see. But these pranks, wow! I'm telling you right off the bat, it's throughout the fucking movie almost, and you're looking at them and you go, "They spent all this time to make these pranks happen. This is what we have." Um, damn, there's so many. But watch it, you'll see. But I'll go ahead and talk about this. The VCR thing. It's the AV system, but I call it it's a VCR thing. He asks him to help him. It keeps turning off after a couple seconds each time. But Campbell catches a student that's doing it using a remote control on his smartphone, which is a phone, whatever. And then someone else gives it to him. But Strickland grabs his phone and destroys it. So a classmate turns it off again and enrages him and grabs a fire axe and destroys the desk and just fucking run for their lives. If that was Ice Cube, I'd be running too. But he's like, oh, which one of you two? I could fire one of you or both of you. And he's like, he did it. And I was like, oh shit. So he challenges him to a fist fight after school. Now, I can't remember the movie, but we have seen it before though. But it was so interesting to go into it to see what would happen. Oh my gosh. You know what? Let's just talk about this movie. It'd be cool. Campbell's waiting for the birth of his second child. He's got, they're worried because they're downsizing maybe departments because their budget cuts and everything. And I was like, so that and the pregnancy and all that. He's like, oh my god, man, I don't know what to do. And then you have oh man, like Campbell was just so fucking freaking out because he's just like, I can't do this shit by myself, and they're just all laughing at him. But he's getting Neil, which is one of the guys that did it, I think by accident. And he's like, hey, I'll lie for you if you got me a MacBook Pro. But he runs into his wife and his kid, who says, oh, I got you a MacBook Pro. And he's like, don't worry, I'll be there for the talent show, I promise, for the Father Dollar talent show. And then he's going back, he's like, can I have another MacBook Pro? And he's like, damn, you must be that. But Neil's false account is enough to convince him to reinstate him. But he's like, I don't want my job back. He's like, what? It was so funny, that scene of in this one room with Holly and everything. It was so funny. He's like, the fight is still on. God, man, this is crazy ass shit. So he calls 911 and they laugh at their asses off because it's like, oh, this teacher should have beat me up and I'm another teacher. And it was so fucking hilarious. God, man. And then, oh shit. We get the principal's car vandalized and parked in the school's lobby. Wow. Just wow. And then you have what was the thing I was thinking of? I think it was the the drug thing. He's like, here, I want to smoke some drugs and put him in jail. But they put them both in jail for some reason. And that jail scene, I'm not gonna say it, but that jail scene was so fucked up. I was like, okay, you're good. It was only aspirin. I was like, all right. And then he goes back to the school board. He learns that his colleagues have all been fired. And he stands his ground and voices complaints about what's wrong with the school system and now receiving the respect and materials that they need. That's really good. We don't see many people do that anymore. Thinking that he's probably gonna be fired too. So, that's what it is. And then he actually gets to the talent show, and they do the Big Sean's "I Don't Fuck With You." Inspires him to take a stand against Strickland. That talent show scene was actually fucking funny. It really was, because that little girl saying "fuck," I was like, you know what? I can't help it, because there's this girl that bullies her or says, "Oh, you don't have a chance," or "you're lame and everything." She's like, do that, take that. She could have said, "Take that, bitch," and she said something like that. I was like, God, oh my God, that was so funny. It was hilarious. I couldn't help myself. And then I'm not gonna say this fight, but we have the fist fight. Wow, this shit. Wow, this was awesome. Like, I'm serious. Every single time that they kept going, it was just awesome. That was the best part of the entire movie, and they built it up to this. Was so fucking good. It was awesome. I enjoyed every second of the fight they had. It was awesome, for fucking real. And then after that, Strickland answers his phone and learns that Maggie is about to give birth. So they decide to drive him to the hospital, and it happens. So that summer they arrive at Campbell. Tyler arrives at the Campbell household to tell them that everyone, because of that fight, it's generated them to get everybody their jobs back. Campbell Strickland's jobs back, put more money and effort into the school and everything. He accepts on the condition that he wants all of his friends to be back. So as the school year begins, they all return, and Campbell Strickland, now best friends, are ready to enforce learning. And then that's it. That's our movie. There's a lot of crazy shit that happens in this movie. Like, there really is. And I still think it's a good movie. Not great. I thought it could have been better. There was some shit that went up, and then there's some shit that went down. It's still a damn good movie. I mean, if you got nothing else to do and you want to watch it for an hour and a half, yeah, this is definitely the movie to do it. I mean, overall, the acting is good, really good. The writing was good, just good. The story was, it was simple almost. The directing was good. The producing was good. The editing was mixed. The cinematography was good. The jokes were pretty good, honestly. Everything they did in there was, it's there. The everything. But overall, I'm gonna give Fist Fight a B minus. This movie is definitely worth the watch. I mean, you got Ice Cube being Ice Cube, Charlie Day being Charlie Day. I mean, this is the thing that they're doing, and they do a pretty good job with it. So yeah, good job, Fist Fight. You really sold yourself right here. So that's the review for Fist Fight, and I will get more reviews in as possible as I can. So until next time, guys, peace out.